So I was thinking as you were about to hit record that, okay, that's once that button's pressed, it's send a new timestamp of now our 10-year anniversary is being recorded. Happy 10th anniversary for our channel.
Yay. Happy 10 years of
half of it being inactive.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess you're still quiet. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, that's not... I became quiet because of...
This. Yeah, we'll get into that. Okay, so our 10 years, we're going to be playing the Mega Man Legacy Collection. We'll do 1 through 6. Every January, every anniversary, I would play some iteration of the original Mega Man games anyway. As in, like, first I played them on the Wii, then I played them on Anniversary Collection, Complete Works, things like that, even though Anniversary Collection is Complete Works. Okay, so let's just get right into the game and we can talk about things as we play. Make this...
Just to clarify, I'm the one who will be playing the games.
Yes, and they know our names.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well,
because we talked about ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But
I remember, like, the very first... Like, I mentioned our names in the first video we done, and it's like, we weren't supposed to mention our names, and then we just rolled with it. It's...
Yeah. It was...
Okay, I'm just gonna get right into the game. Let's just...
Yeah, so are you gonna have, like, the rewind on? Because I guess you can't turn it...
No,
Can you turn it off?
Yeah, okay.
Just keep it on, just make things faster. We've played this game so many times. Unless you want to take the turbo off. Or, I mean, like, the reset off.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the rewind off, but I'm going to put on...
Yeah.
This.
Right into the game.
You're the one who it's like, I was gonna be like, okay, right into the game, then it's like...
I just asked about this, and it's... you're the one that's just staring at the screen who can't figure out how to do this quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna... Make that select, and options menu, okay. Okay, right into the game.
Yeah. So who do you like to go as first?
I always go with Bomb Man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fix the aspect for the border.
Yeah, just keep it wide.
Yeah, I always go Bomb Man first because he's either him or Cut Man, or easier for me.
Yeah, both of them take 2 damage from a Buster Shot. Are you trying to shoot?
Okay, so another thing. This is going very well.
Yeah, it suits us.
Okay, so I'm using the NES Classic controller, or like the Switch Online controller. So A and B are both jump by default.
So yeah, just swap your fire button then.
So B is...
Well, you have to select it, then swap. Did you do that? Or... There you go. This is stuff we should have done beforehand. So,
off to a great start. So, 10 years since we've started doing this.
Yeah, so before, I just wanted to say one thing. It's just a thumbnail I saw. I didn't watch the video. Doing great dodging those. Sorry, I'm wondering how much I'm going to backseat game. We're having Magnus play.
Yeah, this is why we'd stop doing this.
Yeah. It wasn't because of... Okay. Getting on track. There was a video I saw. A lot of people are talking about Mega Man 1 and 2. I have not been watching them because I've played the games a lot where I don't need people younger than me to talk about things I already know. And it's not a stab at them. I just, it's not content I need to watch. Because it's stuff I already know or stuff I've already heard before. One of them was like Mega Man 1 level design, and then it had good design over Fireman stage, and then it said bad design over Gutsman stage. So we're going to look at Gutsman stage because obviously this game's a bit choppy. Not really compared to other NES games, but we can tell it's a bit empty and bland for some parts. Like, look at this, there's no background. The later games are much more detailed. But level design-wise, I don't think I've ever looked at a level in this game and thought, oh, this is not good level design. Or, like, some things may be cheap, but for its time it made sense. Because I can easily clear this game, you know? Like, I don't even use the pause buffer. So I'm just wondering, like, we'll look at Gutsman stage and be like, oh, is this good level design or not? Fireman, is it better than Gutsman stage for design-wise? You know, you just walk up to the pillar, right? And then you don't hit it. Yes, that's why you did that. You're nervous, aren't you?
Yeah, it's well.
Okay.
I play words when I'm doing stuff like this.
Yeah, me too. It's so nerve-wracking to record. You just have to deal with all this anxiety. It makes me just admire speedrunners or no damage runners who can just pull this off. Because we both have really bad anxiety. So, just a lot of things we get stunned and can't do. So, speaking of us, that was the point, right? It was to make a channel. What's so interesting about talking about us, who people don't know? Usually when it comes to a Let's Play channel, that person has already done some kind of other content, and now it's like, well, let's watch that person play games, right?
Oh.
So I'm just saying, when you start off with just playing games, you have to...
I mean, people have started off doing that.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that, like, you have to... What are you given content-wise? What are you given entertainment-wise? We don't have superior knowledge of this game over others. We're doing this for fun. We don't expect anyone to see this.
This is... Oh my god.
So why start the channel? It just seemed like fun. I've always been just easily influenced, where I would just see stuff, people do a thing, and then I'm like, I want to try that out also. And when you get the tools to be able to...
I should have gone for it.
When you get the tools to be able to just record gameplay and put online, you're just like, well, yeah, of course I'm going to do it.
So, are we going to do all 5, or we just...
All 6 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, in one video? Oh, you meant tonight?
No, I meant...
All 6 games in one video?
No, I meant in general.
Okay, I'm confused now. The point was to record all 6 games and put them in one video, right? No? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What we could do is just do a level from each game and talk a bit over each of them. Would you rather just do that?
It's fine with just playing through the one game.
I can play through the other 5.
Do we have that much to say during...
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm fine if we just do the one to celebrate.
Well, we talked about this before, and we said all 6. Now I'm wondering why you're...
because we do that.
We are so unprofessional.
Yeah.
This is not something people will talk about during the recording.
Well, it's just that we kept doing that. We would just play through the first 6 games over and over again, but...
Yeah, it's been how many years since we've done that? I kind of want to. I want to put up a 6-hour video, 7-hour video of us talking through these 6 games. That's why I'm saying use the rewind button just to make things faster.
But that's not fun.
No. Plus, it's you playing. If it were me, I'd be fine because I've played the games more than once on the channel already. So, speaking of ourselves in 10 years, how much do you think we've grown over the last 10 years?
I've grown to hate you.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I always go bomb man, then cut man. It's just how I always go.
I think I used to go cut man first, then elect man, and then I would redo elect man stage. But then I just learned how to do guts man's better, so I just go guts man first now. So yeah, I've learned a lot about how I talk to people, and it's not something I can easily just turn off. But as a kid, I was always the guy who was quiet and like no one wanted to listen to. Felt put in a not put in a corner literally, but I was definitely not the person that when spoken people heard. You know.
Right.
So I have some resentment over that. So I guess I take it out on you and other people where I see them act like me, and it's like, well, I wasn't allowed to be like that. Why is this person that kind of thing?
So I wanted to say before you started going on a rant about YouTube thumbnails. So
I don't think it was a rant. I think it was us bringing up one point. But go on.
well, so the first video we ever done was released on January 10th, 2015.
Yeah.
We're currently recording this in January 3rd, 2025. So back then, I was, oh jeez, 11 when we did this.
You're 22.
No, I'm 21. It's
Oh
been
yeah,
10 years.
That's how 10 years works.
Yeah, that's 10 years.
You said 11, so then I thought 11 years went by.
I graduated high school and got a job.
I rather not say. I don't
What
have,
you've been through.
Yeah, it's not been pleasant. I don't have a job. I'm on disability.
I thought you weren't gonna say what you...
I'm like that. I will just say I'm not gonna bring it up, and then I'm just so honest I bring it up. The other thing, just to touch on resentments. In grades 6 and 7, I had a bully, and
I need them points.
not to go into a lot of details, but this guy was a big jerk. I told our brother one time, and like our brother who's in the military is not one to like let people affect him.
Is that something we should say?
It's fine, yeah. Okay, anyway, I mean, the fact if you don't know or not says a lot about us. Maybe we shouldn't put stuff online. Anyway, okay, the point is, you know, he would say like, "Oh, that person's a jerk," or "Don't let that get to you." He was really good with that kind of thing when it came to people. I brought up the fact that one time that one kid in grade 6. Back then, I used to say how I wanted to smoke because I just did. It looked interesting. I didn't know how it would make you feel. So in grade 6, I would say that, you know, I wanted to smoke when I was older, right? One time during recess, I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm bent over. He comes over. I'm not bent over. I'm kneeling down or something. Not kneeling. What's the... Whatever. I'm not erect is the point.
Is that the point? Cause
He comes over and he puts a cigarette butt he got off the ground into my mouth. Out of nowhere. So he comes from behind, right? So I only see his arm and he tries to put it in my mouth. And it's like, you know, I think we go get the teacher who's supervising everyone. And he's like saying, "Oh, he says how he wants to smoke," you know, so I put it in his mouth. And it's like, even with my brother, it's like, no, that guy's just like messed up. Or like,
what year was this?
I was in grade 6.
That doesn't... I asked what year, not what grade you were in.
Oh, sorry. It's because I started school in like 99 and 2000. If I say grade 6, it was 2006.
Okay, so yeah.
If it was grade 1, 2001.
Okay, 2006, yeah, I would punch that guy.
Yeah, I did. This may have been a story I told, but one time I got so fed up with him, I kicked him in the back.
Okay, I got what you distracted with that.
Yeah, I kicked him. He was mocking me, and I called him a pussy. No, sorry, that's not how it went. He was mocking me. The bell rang, and I wasn't done with him, right? He was just mouthing off at me. So I kicked him in the back, which, you know, adults would see as a dick move to hit someone, to like sucker someone like that. But I was just fed up with this shit. As you can see, he, you know, did some things to me, right? And he turned around and punched me in the face, and I was ready to go down. He calls me a pussy, and then he walks into the school. And in class, I'm fine, but then I start bleeding out of my nose, and everyone's saying, again, grade 6 was the worst year, okay? Everyone was a jerk. This was the one time everyone supported me, and they said, "No, Marco, go to the principal and tell on him," you know? Because, you know, So I did start crying. I guess I got scared at some point, but I took the hit. I didn't fall or anything. I was ready to throw down. He walked away. The point is that in grade 7, he wasn't in my class, but he was around. And I guess I was still scared, that he would attack me or something. Which I know I'm the one that hit him first, but this was a guy who just bragged about being macho, and I know this, like, oh, you're just 6th graders, you guys are small. It's still, like, 1-to-1 for me at that age, right, to have to deal with someone.
Yeah.
Plus the guy who talks so hardcore, and I'm just gullible and believe people. Point is, I found some people who were real friends, and, like, my best friends for quite a while. But what I mean by that is, I was going to say my best friends in school forever. No, that's not the case. I moved a lot, so grade 6 was a new school in a new town. Then grade 7, we changed schools because our school only went to grade 6. I'm in grade 7. I meet new people, and most of the people in my class, there were girls from, like, my previous school, but none of the boys were from my previous school. But, like, still, grade 1 through 3, or kindergarten to 3, were good friends. Or grade 2 were good friends. Grade 3 to 5 were good friends. Grade 6 was hell for me. Anyway, bring this story around because we drag on.
What do you mean we?
I drag on.
Yeah, it's you.
I'm thinking. I say we as a collective for this channel.
Don't.
Oh, okay. Want nothing to do with the IP, huh?
I left.
Yeah. Okay. The point of the story is this: that guy was still around. I was scared. I had this one friend who I kept hidden when I was in grade 7, and this guy was the guy who I really liked being around and, like, was an actual friend, right? So I would hit him. Right?
Yeah.
And I think I realized when I was he hated it and he kept wondering why. I realized later in grade 7 I was finally able to stop. It's because I had issues with that one bully.
I swear.
And I had to, like, take it out on someone weaker than me, which when I did it, I had no thought put into it. I just,
I swear there were times where I pressed A and it wouldn't jump.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never had that in Mega Man 1.
Yeah.
Or when you take damage, maybe.
You can, like, before he even, like, I was trying to jump over his attack, but it wouldn't let me jump.
It's probably because it's reading things. I feel like I have that against Elect Man.
Yeah, Mega Man 1 is very choppy.
Not that we know that in detail of the input or input cancellation. Like, I know in Mega Man 3, when you land, the frame you land on the ground, you cannot shoot. But for Cutman, I don't have that problem of, I used to have that problem. I don't have that problem so much now because I'm just so used to just doing the inputs as a pattern instead of actually looking at it visually. Anyway, yeah, the point is, what I did to you, I did physically to someone who was a friend of mine, and I had to get myself to stop, which I didn't really do until, like, the end of the school year. After grade 7, we moved towns again, but, like, yeah, I have my own issues,
Then I always go to Guts Man, and then immediately to Elect Man because then I can get the magnet beam.
Great transition.
Well,
it actually is. I'm just saying that it's like we went from that to good. We're back on the game.
Yeah, good. It's you always say okay, time to move along, and then you go back to that thing.
Yeah, I've been really bad at that.
You have not. Nothing has changed.
Well, okay, in 2015 I was 21, so I was your age. So I didn't have a lot of growth left to do. Physically,
I pressed it. Seriously, there are times when I press A. I don't think Mega Man 1's good.
You know how you've been saying you like this one over 2?
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Wow. You were this whole thing of 2 was actually not good.
Yeah, and then I replayed it, and then I'm like, this is actually good. What would Zide smoke? It's because it's not that. I just thought it's overrated. Like, I didn't think it was bad. I just thought, like, everyone said this was the best one. But I think they just got better with each game.
Yeah, 3 wasn't finished, so that's not fair.
Like,
but there are improvements. So, Yeah, for this, I just think, okay, just jump at. I had to learn jump at this point here, right?
How many? Okay, this was my
Just for this level, I just for this whole game really, I'm just like, I've played it so many times. I'm just at a point where it's like, okay, jump here. This is the best part to jump from, so I don't really fall into the same traps as like beginner traps. So, level design wise, what do you think of this level so far? Do you think it's bad design?
No,
Straightforward?
yeah, it's probably the most straightforward level in the game.
Yeah, so if
Next to Iceman.
people know that video I brought up, remember it was only a thumbnail, I did not watch the video at all. So, I don't know what the person had to say about Getsman stage, but this is actually a very short, straightforward level.
Oh my god, this is getting frustrating. I don't know why, but I can never make that. I know it's there, and I'm holding L.
Down? You mean left?
Yeah, I'm holding left.
Yeah.
And it just won't let me go.
It has, what I've noticed, it has to do with something with, are you walking off the platform or jumping off the platform, and it gives you better control if you do one over the other.
Do enemies drop lives in this game?
I don't know. I don't.
We're about to find out.
This is a Mega Man 5. Oh, you have no health.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, jeez. Should I just play?
No. What, you cannot get hit playing Gutsman? That's not health. Look, I just need some health.
It's different when you record, right? Because I can play this game very well, but if I were recording, I'm at a point now where I don't think I really...
Look, I'm just gonna get help, all my health back because I have no lives and I don't want to redo the level.
It's fine.
So, my throat, it's always sore when I talk because I think it's because of how I don't speak.
So it's like a muscle that you're not exercising enough?
Yeah. It's when I'm with my friends and I talk, my throat, eventually gets sore. So, because of my job, I have to talk to people the entire day.
Yeah, he has to greet people. It's not really conversation. So, okay, so that brought up a thing. Like, that sounds like just a sappy weakness.
What?
Yeah, like you can talk but only for so long because you don't do it enough. Remember that one I talked about where you can be invisible, but only when you have an erection, and your erection is not invisible?
So you just be
a walking, yeah. So
a walking bone.
You can cover it, but it only works when you're hard. So you haven't really played Mega Man 2 on Game Boy.
No, I have not.
But I've shown you the music, and the music is just very different, right? For the Game Boy games, they redid the music into whatever sound system the Game Boy uses, and it's pretty much the same song, except for Mega Man 2, they did original music, and I refer to it as an 8-bit chainsaw or buzzsaw.
Yeah.
On Mega Man Maker, they made the song sound like there are people who made the song sound good, and they used that for Mega Man Maker.
Oh God! I would sneeze in the middle of that.
Yeah, the point is to get health.
I'm going to shoot you.
I think we had this wrong the whole time. I think it always should have been me bantering you for at the sake of your self-esteem. That would have got us views, and it's just more entertaining.
Yeah, and it would made me probably
tell your friend not to go to school tomorrow.
I didn't have friends at that time.
So you didn't need to tell anyone?
No, I would just show up and that would be the end of it.
That was the thing I said. That we got a dog almost 2 years ago now. I was walking her, and then some kid, he looked like he was 14 or 13, and he's wearing like all black. He has glasses. He looks a bit nerdy, a tiny bit over, like just chubby. But he tries to say hi to my dog really awkwardly, and I'm like, oh, that guy should shoot up his school. As a nicer way of saying that guy should kill himself. I think that's the new way we should say it.
Uh,
That's our hidden way. That's the algorithm won't catch on and block the video.
so
But can you imagine just saying that that's how people said it now?
I think I gotta make an announcement that I'm distancing myself from you.
I think you need to make an announcement that I am closer to the door than you, and you'd have to go through me first. I think you have enough health to take on Gus, man. I just think it's a funny way to, like, obviously, like, in a show or something, not in real life, but, like, in a show, if that's how people refer to you should kill yourself, just say you should shoot up your school. That's the clean way, because it's not that much clean. You have his freaking weakness and you needed health.
Marco, I'm...
Yeah, so when you mention the jumping properly, Guts, man, you see there, I always jump too soon. You really want to jump, like, right as he's about to land. I usually jump halfway through that, because, anyway.
Man, I should get a toy of that.
Oh, okay, now you want to get the toy.
What?
But my point is that once you realize when to jump in this game, that difficulty threshold is just gone,
Yeah. So I've learned the easiest way for me to get in the mood for anything, it's toys of that thing.
Yeah, except sex. So we should have elaborated more.
Yeah, like you were the worst partner for me.
Including sex.
What is wrong with you?
I had this thing. I was in high school. I was talking with some girls, and I was like, I can't imagine having a conversation during sex. And they're like, oh, I could. And they're just jokingly saying this while, like, making hump sounds, right? But that's not what I meant, and I didn't correct myself because it would have been mean to them. What I meant is I couldn't imagine a woman having anything interesting to say during sex.
What is there to say?
I don't know. Did you turn the oven off?
It's like, I filed in the tax receipts.
Did you record my show?
It's like,
but like
Betty from The Office is gay. Like, what?
I don't know. I don't know what you really talk with people about in the first place. Wow, you are just.
Do you have anything?
Crushing this game. Anything nice to say?
Yeah, it's
no.
This
it's
is
us. Is there anything nice for anyone to say?
I feel like Jets Mega Man 1's fine, actually.
Okay, I'll play the other ones.
And I won't be there.
Oh. Is it because of me?
Marco, we don't work well together.
I know we don't, but we're forcing ourselves through this. I mean, there's a reason even I stopped recording. I have nothing to share with the world.
Look, we're only doing this because it's been 10 years.
Yeah. I thought it was nice because the reason why I wanted to put out gameplay was to show that, hey, this is the level I'm at these games. And every year I would come back and I'm like, here's how these new tricks I learned or things I saw speedrunners do or no damage runners do, and I'm doing that now. Don't face that way. That's the side that makes you go off.
You
have a rewind button.
Look, I'd still have dignity. Not a lot.
I get you don't have as much patience as me, but that's why I'm fine doing the 6 games, whereas I would have beaten this by now, probably.
In 30 minutes?
Oh, it takes me about 55 minutes to beat this, but you know. Jeez, I thought you were waiting for that jump, and I'm like, what are you waiting for? The platform's about to disappear. This is what I mean. It's like, I had you watch me play games. Because I wanted, when you were young, I wanted to introduce you to stuff I grew up with. But you clearly didn't learn any of my tactics.
Yeah, because you tried forcing it down my throat.
Didn't feel that way.
It did for me.
Okay, but you didn't really explain that. Anyway, the point is not to get heated. My point is, you keep complaining about how, oh, I don't want to see you play that game. I've seen you play before, and it's like, did you really? Because you sure aren't emulating my tricks to make things easier.
Oh yeah, because if someone watches a Sportsman, they're gonna be able to replicate.
Yeah, this is not the same thing at all. And I just explained something that counters that. I would watch speedrunners or no damage runs, right? And I'm like, oh, that's a cool trick. Let me see if I can pull it off. And then I would go try it out. So yes, actually, I would see people play it and see if I could do it. Like, remember when we were testing out the zips in Mega Man 2? No?
Okay.
Do you remember that?
The zips.
What do they call it there? You remember when we were practicing Mega Man 2 about using the item 1 and 2 to get into certain spots, and then you just zip through the platforms?
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't think that's what's called.
I know it's not what it's called, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
My point is, yeah, we saw something, then we practiced it, and then we were able to pull it off.
I have no lines.
Well, he only needs a couple hits.
And I have to make sure not to get hit once.
That's what I was wondering. You should have probably just taken yourself out at a early stage, like at Fireman's, and then just come back with the lives. Was it you said someone said that Fireman's the hardest boss
I don't.
in Mega Man 1?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was a comment you read, or...
Yeah, I don't remember.
But then I'm like, really? Over Elect Man? I was going to say, if you got up to him with, like, that little amount of health, I'm like, well, we're going to put that to the test. Because I can easily beat Fireman with just the Mega Buster. But Elect Man, he three-shot, what, 2 or 3 shots you? Are you out of things to talk about?
No, you just won't shut up.
I keep telling you this. I will stop talking for a bit.
Yeah, and I keep telling you I won't interrupt someone while they're speaking.
Right, but
Because I think they
you need to learn to do that. That's why you aren't speaking. Because I have some things to talk about, but then I stop talking, I look to you, and you're not saying anything, so I'm like, okay, time for me to keep going.
I think Mega Man 1 doesn't control well.
I think I don't see games like that. I see the games as you have to just learn how the game controls, and how well is it you are able to control it. I just use the magnet beam here. That's what I do.
So you're saying that there are no bad controls?
That's not all what I said.
You pretty much just did.
There are games that I've seen reviews of where I'm like, okay, I haven't played it myself, but that looks like bad control design. But this is Mega Man. Like, it's a bit more it slides a bit more than the other ones. When you want to jump, sometimes it doesn't seem to. But when you learn around that, like when you learn how the game functions, how it responds, then I don't really have a problem with it. Like, I learned how to control Mega Man 1, you know? So, I'm just saying, for me, I don't see it as bad controls. I see it as just a bit of a learning curve. It's your time to talk.
One time when I replayed this game, I decided to play the stage before going to Gutsman, get Electman's weapon, and then come back here to get it with that.
Yeah.
just because I've never done it before.
That's how I used to do it. Well, I said that earlier, but that's how I did it all the time.
What? Oh my
Why?
god.
Because I needed the magnet beam to get through Gutman stage. We're talking about when I was young. Speaking of learning curves, so when we came to the channel, in 2013, I watched some YouTubers. They were playing a Mega Man game, and I decided to go back to Mega Man 2 because that one was hard for me. You know. You want me to play?
No. At that point, that's like giving up.
Remember when we did these races of we would play the stage slugs of 1 through 6?
Yeah, it's...
I feel, yeah, like you were able to compete in that.
No, I wasn't. I was like messed up and was like the always.
See, I could explain what you're doing, why you're getting hit, but you'll probably blame it on the game being bad, right?
No, I just couldn't position myself well because I was talking.
You were just too low on the ladder. That's all.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay. So, my point is, this was 2013. Mega Man 2 was not a game I would just jump into because there was a lot of parts of it I was scared of. I went back to it in 2013 and I was just able to play it. I was just doing well at it. What I realized was just these games were a lot harder for me. You can use the magnet beam to jump around it. You want me to show you? Okay, sure, that works. There's a quick input way to guarantee.
Well,
That's fine. No, you got through it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the difficulty threshold for me in the Mega Man games when I was a kid was my dexterity and my thumb. A lot of jumps that were easy for me as an adult were not easy for me as a kid. So there goes the majority of the difficulty for Mega Man. Like in the Wily Castle in Mega Man 5, there's the part where you're underwater with the rolling tubes or whatever, right? Valves. That was hard for me. That was a scary part for me as a kid because I had to like having the pressure properly for having the pressure properly for your jump inputs and going forward and not overshooting or undershooting. It was hard for a kid, but as an adult, that just went away. So it's like, well, what's so difficult about Mega Man now for me?
So about like me getting into it, easy thing for me to get into something, and then you made it into its sex thing.
Pay attention, you're finding luck, man.
So, about a year ago, Jada Toys released a series of Mega Man figures that I got really into. So I bought the entirety of Wave 1, and I just bought most of Wave 2 that just came out. So, but yeah, just toys and a cartoon is what gets me into the mood for a thing.
So what are the other series that...
They mostly did just do like replicas of cards.
You choose a stage? Before you end up choosing wrong. No, I meant like... Replicas of cards?
Yeah.
What?
Like toy replicas of cards. Like what did you mean?
I asked what are there a series that you get that you own?
Oh, I think you meant what other series did they do. So because I wanted to talk about, so I looked up them. They mostly just do car replicas, but like they started doing like they got like Capcom license, so they do Street Fighter and Mega Man toys now. So what other series?
Like for you, that you own toys or the show, and that gets you in the mood to play the games or whatever.
Well, no, not just having them, but like hearing about them.
Oh, okay. But I'm just asking you to bring up other series that
Pokemon
that works for you.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like seeing people have Pokemon toys.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to necessarily be toys, but like merchandise.
I wish that would work with you because I'm waiting on you with all those builds I've made on Gen 4.
It does. Like,
oh, okay. So I usually just crush this part. You know, that's my tactic. Not like that. That's not all what I would do. I would actually succeed.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just thinking how someone else would, like a jerk would speak, and I emulate that to make it entertaining.
Emulate, because you sound like very spot on.
Yeah, I'm good working on my acting. So that was too soon. You had to wait a moment there. Haven't you memorized this? Just
no, I have not. No, I have not.
No, so that's another thing.
I can't remember very specific details.
Like when to jump before the block disappears. Anyway.
Also, the sound. Also, we can't hear the audio right now.
I don't need the audio. I remember the pattern. I guess I play these more than you, because that's the whole point, is that...
Yeah, because I only play these when I'm in the mood to play them.
Is that when I hear people say that these games are hard or this or that, it's like, don't you remember the game after playing it just once or twice? I'm being called.
What's the deal with nematodes?
The reason I bring up, I'm not trying to brag that I'm... Did you say anything while I was gone?
No.
Okay. You had quite the opportunity. It's not bragging that I'm like great at Mega Man. It's that this part like this, I fail at so much. So when I finally get it done, I just remember it because it's like, yes, this way I don't have to waste so much time on it anymore.
I feel like my brain is mush right now.
Up and there.
Okay.
Because it's... Yeah, it's like you just don't want to have to go through that again. Here I would use the Magnet Beam because it's... I've shown you how these are actually not well designed. These are not in a pattern or anything.
So I always do the first section without the Magnet Beam, then, like when I get to that platform, use it.
I use it because you're just going to get the energy back once you're there.
From my experience, it's easier for me to do it that way.
How often do I play these? Because I don't play these that often where it's like... I guess it's... I just remember them because I have put them enough time into them. But I'm trying to think, how often do I even come back to these games? Like, I'm not great at that. I want to do no damage runs. I'm not that good at that. Okay, so we'll be coming up to Fireman after this. So, we were talking a bit about, not really, but a bit about Gutsman. Level design-wise, do you think it was bad?
No. Like, the first section's hard for beginners, but I wouldn't say it's bad design.
Like, this game is, sure, it's unbalanced compared to later Mega Man entries. Some weaknesses do just different amounts of damage than the standard 4 pellets. But so what? No, I'm not saying that's a complaint I've heard, but I'm just trying to think of what people would complain about. This is a nice background.
It's an actual background.
Yeah. So I want you to go on because you went on this crusade before about how you thought you were like wondering why everyone says Mega Man 2 is the best. So you went to one, you're like, oh, I think one's better, and now you're changing your mind. So just go through that.
Okay, so I always hear people praise Mega Man 2, which I just never get because I always thought 3 was better. I'm pretty sure it's because 2 was the first one that people liked.
Like the first one for them to play?
Yeah.
Wonder if you could go down the ladder and just refresh it. Never really tried that. Because I don't really screw that up.
You're the worst.
Of course I screw it up. Just saying that.
Like, you're not good at encouraging.
Doesn't me saying that you're bad encourage you to do better?
No, it makes me
It's
not
like
want to talk to you anymore.
It's like when you hit someone, they're like, wow, I don't like being hit. I should change what I'm doing so they don't hit me again.
That's not how people think.
Well, that was the mentality for some people.
It's the same thing happened to me with Ocarina of Time, where I played it, I liked it, but I just thought, like, it was the one everyone said is the best one, and I just thought they were it was overrated.
So I'm starting to dab into Ocarina of Time, and I think I said the other day that I'm not looking at it as a Zelda game, or I'm sort of seeing it as like Zelda but 3D. But the real way I want to look at it, and that I am looking at it, is just as a game in the 64 library, because the 64 is my favorite console, and I'm just like, wow, look how artistic this game is with how you get around, how you discover things, how collecting items and talking to people, just how they developed it for those interactions. Each one is special. Each one has like thought put into it, you know. So just choosing items, yeah, they're building off the previous Zelda games, but like getting items. There's just some art added to it, you know. Into so many little things. It's really hard for me to go into detail to talk about this while I'm recording, but anyway, the point is I'm really appreciating the game, and I thought I wasn't gonna like it because I really love Majora's Mask, and they do not going from Majora's Mask to Ocarina. They don't feel the same.
Yeah. But the thing is, Mega Man 2 and Ocarina of Time were games I grew up with. So they weren't just games I didn't play and just thought they were overrated. They were games I played and thought were overrated. It's for Mega Man. We had Mega Man 2 and 3, which were the first two games I played. And for Zelda, you got me Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask on my Wii back in the day. So yeah, I had 3 Zelda games right off the bat.
Yeah, I was surprised when through Brawl I learned that there's a NES Zelda game because of Brawl.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised.
All right, like nearly 50 minutes, and we're
Are
here.
we?
Yeah.
Oh jeez, this takes me not. Doesn't take me this long.
Well.
Oh, you're doing. I thought you were like doing the wine sound effect for me, but
No, I'm like doing
the saucer.
because we can't hear the audio right now.
Yeah. It was when we were recording Zelda 1, I said in the playthrough, but there was some enemy, some ghost-like enemy, but because we had it, the capture I had my capture cards, I had the NES split into the capture card and a TV. It took away, or it could just been because we're on a flat screen and it doesn't show the same frames. There was an enemy that we just could not see when it would flash.
This is stupid.
Again, you just have to know how to do it properly. That's why, like, Mega Man Maker made them so much better. They will jump 2 to 3 times, and they will blink when they're about to jump. But for me, it's not about it's dumb. It's a matter of skill. You're gonna have to go back. You're not gonna hit it from there. It's a matter of skill. It's a matter of pulling off the reaction. You know, you'll see it jump high, and then you have to react and get it high enough. I've never gone that HP up there. Have you?
No. Is it possible? I don't know.
I think you have to like jump from the very edge of it. I'm just guessing. Yeah, they fixed that by Mega Man 5. Did they fix it in 4? I know by 5 they had it fixed.
Well,
I'd go get that health. So, are you gonna use the select thing?
yeah, it's because you had me back in the day do that without it, and that's the reason why it's hard for me to fall asleep at night.
I thought it was because I'm lurking over you, just wondering why you aren't doing better. Oh yeah, you don't know about that.
You mean how I keep my door locked at night?
Yeah, it's not effective when you can open the lock from the other side. But anyway, so yeah, so at what point did you start realizing, did you feel like Mega Man 2 is actually good?
When I replayed it. So that's what I did on my birthday.
Okay, you should not have fallen through the enemy.
I don't think this game's good.
It's a product of its time.
You mean when they already figure out how to make platformers?
Well, you look at Mario Bros. 1. Actually, that game is far better than this and came out like 4 years before. So it came out in '83 in Japan, right?
Yeah.
But the only thing...
Wait, no, it didn't. It came out in 85.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought the Famicom was out in '83.
It was, but...
Okay. Alright, so okay, anyway. Point is, the only complaint I have for that game, not a lot of background varieties, and that's it. Aside from that, the gameplay is all you really need, and it still works so well.
Yeah. And you don't fall through platforms.
So you said how this game sold 60,000 copies?
Yeah.
Compared to Mega Man's 2, like something million?
Yeah.
So I wonder if this game is just hard to come by in Japan. Because I need a Famicom version of this one.
So you're missing this in
6. Yes, but I have that's what we should have done for the anniversary channel.
what, play the
board game one. That one's fun. It's the NES game. In fact, we should do that.
Is it just Monopoly?
Yeah, just with some Mega Man characters added into it.
God, the slide.
I haven't played it in a couple of years. I only played it like when 2 sit-ins, so I don't remember it well.
I don't know how to play Monopoly.
You buy things.
That's the thing. I've never played Monopoly before because we just never had a board and no one was like, hey, let's play Monopoly.
I would suggest not walking into the enemies.
I would suggest
So you're doing it your way, and your way is just walk into enemies and take massive damage. There was one time I was playing Monopoly with one of our cousins, and I didn't have a lot of money, so I was just buying all the properties at the start of the board. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to make a lot of money off this, you know, because all the later apartments cost more. See what I mean? It's that gamer skill. It's that reaction. You just want to get it done with, but you have to react to when it's actually at the proper height. Anyway, I bought all just the start and spots, and turns out I won because I ended up winning because I ended up having many places. So every time they started the board, they were likely to land on one of mine because they were gonna end up there eventually. What's wrong? Do you want to do Mega Man 2 right after this, like
No.
we did for the original recording? I want to. I'll play it. Just remember, this health is useless if you fall to the spikes later in the stage. What are you doing? You're wasting the boss's weakness! Magnus, are you putting any thought? I'm giving you opportunities for you to, like, crawl out of your shell and be like, fuck you, Marco!
What do you want me to...
I was kind of wondering if you were planning that. And you're going to be like, you thought this was going to be your 10-year anniversary. No, this is my redemption arc.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking
see,
this...
and that's exactly why you're going to be stuck in your little hole.
Never say that again.
I guess the only other thing to talk about, so I had a video, I took it down because I should take down all my videos, especially this one we're making right now. Is that, so before the people were like Mega Man 2 or 3 are the best, and like which one's better between those two?
Yeah.
And then it became 5. 5 is known as the best. But I've said before, I think that 4, everything that 5 does right, 4 did better, or sorry, did it first. And I don't think 5 really evolved that much after 4, like from 4. And I prefer 4 over 5 so much more. And I was playing these games recently on, there's this like handheld that's dedicated, it just has Mega Man 1 through 6. I bought that, and I play them whenever we drive to the cottage. I can usually get a stage select done. You gonna put a save state?
Okay, no. Alright, I decided to select.
Yeah.
Look, I just have to make sure before I do this.
It's M for make up your mind. You know you can get up there with only 3 magnet beams, not 4. You know you can get up there if you use the magnet beam properly, right? I love you.
No, you don't.
I've never doubted you in my life. How many lives do you have left? You're supposed to just press select, right? Oh man, I have no confidence in you.
You were the worst brother ever.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Cause
I've yet to kill you.
I'd rather you kill me than put me through this.
I'm surprised this is all it takes to bother you. I guess I just don't hear it the same as you. Should rewind that. Rewind that. We only have so much time.
Okay, you know what? Screw it. I don't care anymore. Look, I can do it.
It's a lot different when you're recording, right?
Yeah. I'm mixing up my buttons. This guy's caused me trauma. I don't care.
Yeah, he's not hard for me. Like, yeah, I'll use elect beam. That's my.
Oh, I'm mixing up buttons.
You're also getting hit a lot.
Marco.
Yeah. You said my name.
I'm done.
Can I play the rest of the game?
No, I'm not. I'm done after this game. And then we're not continuing.
Please.
No.
Is it all the things I said?
For the last 10 years, yes.
But Magnus,
You're the reason why I'm depressed.
I know.
And now...
You kill yourself.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Go to stage select.
No.
I wonder what that does.
What's the point of having it stage select?
Yeah, I had that in Mega Man 2.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not accepting that. Because I actually don't think Mega Man 1's a good game.
But I could beat it easily.
Yeah, that does because you've played it enough.
Yeah, so... So your argument is saying that you should be able to beat a game no problem first try?
I don't think the game's fun to control or play through.
You're gonna hate the Zero series.
Can I control that game?
You're gonna be jumping into enemies the whole time. That's how the games are designed. Use Fireman's weapon. It's just a better overall shield for those enemies.
Yeah. This is usually how Mega Man 1 goes for me. It's that by the time I get to the Wily stages, I just don't care anymore and just want to get it over with.
Do you want me to play? Or is this so you can say that you played it?
Seriously, I don't think this game has horrible...
I think if you... Oh my god.
Like, no, seriously. Like, the... Mega Man... I don't like Mega Man 1.
Yeah, so... I thought Mega Man 1 and 2 had the same slide.
No!
But they don't.
They really do not.
They don't, but Mega Man 2 still has some.
Yeah, but you can still control.
Yeah, but I'm just like saying, then by 3 they got rid of it. Okay, I have an idea though. I'll play Mega Man 2, and then 3 will play together. What do you think of that?
Hold on. This will work. I did it.
Don't worry, I know you're normally this bad.
I'm really not.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because I can play Mega Man 1 without using the rewind. Was that my fault?
Kind of. You should have known his pattern by now. So, because there was a point where you were playing them, you would do the you would play these games and be proud that you were able to beat them.
I'm tired. Like
yeah,
it was a work night.
I know.
And also, like talking with you
drains you.
Yeah, it really much does.
Don't know how. Looks like there was meant to be something by those spikes. So, are you gonna do 2 and 3 with me though?
No.
Why not?
Like tonight or?
No, just I want to do 2. This is
Maybe.
gonna be in the mood to play.
Like I might play 2 and 3 because I'm better at those ones.
Oh. No, I said like, what if I play 2 and then we play 3 together?
Sure, but.
Okay, well if you want to play 2, I want to see you play the games. So what's the point of me playing it again? Didn't you just get a bunch of health?
No, I just got weapon energy.
Didn't you just jump into that bullet?
forget.
Use a knee tank. Firestorm.
You know, I'm just gonna die because I.
That's the spirit.
No, kids, I'm not gonna rewind the whole fight.
Yeah. I use Firestorm. That's the weapon name?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only weapon in the game that isn't named after the bots is the lightning beam.
It's not called Elect Beam?
No, it's the lightning beam.
Oh. Like how in Pokemon, they have Thunder type, but in the card game, because there's enough room, they'll call them Lightning.
Yeah. I don't know if they called it lightning beam because of mistranslations.
Oh, there's a lot of mistranslations in these ones, but who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, I would use Firestorm because it has a good range to hit him with. It'd be easier to just not do that. Then your shield also hits him. You know what surprised me? Because right now you're having a fight against Mega Man himself, and it's like, why don't they do that idea? Well, they did in the first one. But I played Mega Man 2, 3, Legends. I didn't get to play X, but I saw X, and I saw that you got to go through stages. And I'm like, wow, that is so advanced. And then it turns out you can do that in Mega Man 1. Just revisit stages. And I'm like, are you serious? You could do this from the start of the series? And not just that, you also get to refight the boss.
Oh,
No, rewind. But I also played Mega Man 4 first, which you can re-go to stages, but we rented it and I was really young, so by the time I played this, like, years had gone by.
So, like, I always make myself play this game on the Wii because there is no rewind, so I have to actually play through the games legitimately.
Yeah, I play on the NES.
But for Mega Man 1, I'd still use the select trick because I don't care. Like, by the time I beat all the Robot Masters, my fun is gone.
Not for me, because by the time I'm at this point, I'm like, I still have Mega Man 2 through 6 to get through.
Oh,
I feel like this just looks like a band-aid.
yeah, that's what I've thought my whole life.
Again, I would use Firestorm. It's just what I prefer, so. Because in case the shot misses, you have the shield has a nice range, area of effect that could hit the enemy. Don't shoot, just don't. I jump over these. I don't shoot these ones. I don't jump into them. You know I'm doing it on purpose, though, for the sake of the video.
What about the sake of my happiness?
Oh, you seem happy.
I'm not. I keep forgetting the strategy for this one. Like, you attack it, then you, like, use the block.
Just be good.
Okay, what's the weapon you...
Just my Mega Buster. That's the magnet beam. Are you for real?
I'm tired.
I just use the Mega Buster, then once it gets to a certain amount of health, then I'll throw the blocks at it. Can you stop jumping into the fucking thing? Oh my god, Magnus.
Maybe it's not the game that's bad. Maybe it's me. Or both. It's probably...
I would not waste the blocks yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
just try not to jump into the boss. Key number 1. Hit boss with weapon. Key number 2.
Like, the thing is, I never could figure out how to dodge these things.
Use the blocks to your advantage.
Like that?
Yeah. See, no, you... I wonder if people... I've been actually getting recommended some live streams and YouTube videos that have like only tens of views.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess people still want to do Let's Plays, you know? Want me to show you how to do it?
No.
I'll just show you, and then I'll rewind it. We need some good content for our 10th anniversary.
When have we ever had good content?
I didn't say we have had any. I said we need good content for our anniversary. I thought we'd go. One of the things we could talk about were like favorite moments and stuff like that, but our channel has been just not a hit, even for ourselves. We can't even watch our own videos because it's mainly just me getting mad at Magnus, and I feel horrible about it every time we look up an old. I play an old video. I still kept all of them.
Okay.
So now just use the Gutsman's attack. Don't wait for it to get close, just throw it when it's at a range. When it's at a range that it will land.
I think the game crashed. I can't tell, kids. There's no audio. Kids, it's the final level.
Yeah. How many lives do you have? Yeah, I would just jump. There you go.
The sweet embrace of death, take me now. Oh god, it would be so great if I could take those spikes and just impale my throat with them.
That cock's itchy. It's your turn to talk. Don't ignore me.
I can do whatever I want, you little...
So, something I was thinking of. Dogs just break down when they're dying, don't they?
You mean like anything?
Yeah, well when a person is getting old, they bring them to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
And they make it a bit take the pain away, right?
Yeah.
Dogs don't get that, do they? People's pets just have to break down. And then it's like, well, we don't want to get rid of him yet. We still love him and want him around. What, you don't need that.
I know, but it's... To me, it's... You don't complete the game until you get this thing.
You're trying to complete the game? Maybe get the extra life.
Like, it's not hard to...
No, it's just time consuming. We are over an hour. Wait, well, we've been over an hour for a while. How do you get that mixed up? That's not even the same button. Like...
Okay, what's it gets me next?
Not you go to bomb. Not you don't use his weapon against him. Ice slasher.
It's like this happened to me during like okay, so during my birthday I decided to just marathon Mega Man 1 through 6. And by the time I got to like 3, my brain was just mush. I could not concentrate or care.
Yeah, that was usually my given point. I had to force myself up to 4. But now that I can get through the games quicker. I'm not amazing at the games, but I get through them quicker, so it takes me about 50 to an hour, depending on the game. Throw it at the wall. So I guess you can just throw your life here.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, we're not cut out for recording.
Yeah, no, we're not.
We want to do one more anyway, so we've decided, like, I mean, yeah, we stopped putting up videos.
Yeah, this is just for old time's sake.
I can't even do Mega Man Maker content. Like, I came up with my own gimmick of playing people's levels and then how I review them at the end. But I just cannot be bothered to do it. I just don't care. It's actual like work for me. It's not fun.
Like it's
Just because I can talk a lot doesn't mean I have anything interesting to say for others to hear. But we learned that. I actually did learn recording this with others. Learned a bit about myself and how not to act around people, you know? So the channel wasn't for nothing. I just use rolling cutter at this point. You did it. Oh, I was gonna say that scissors just went around and chopped his head off. So, what'd you think?
I'm too tired for this. This was a bad idea.
Yeah, so we'll just end it here. We don't have to watch the whole credits, but so yeah, I did learn it. The idea seems fun, but we are not cut out for this.
Yeah,
Even as a hobby, I never wanted this to be a job. Even as a hobby, I'm not cut out for this.
maybe if we work with people.
Yeah, it's probably just you and I.
Yeah, we don't work well together.
Sadly.
Well, happy 10 years. We're never doing this again.
Well, we're doing 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6.